These are wood puffball fungus. The fruiting bodies, which get their name because of this, which I'll show you. It's the spores moving like dust. That's how they spread. You can see just loads of them. Over here. Over here. A few hundred. Maybe even more. Thousands. And these are the wood puffball species. Try not to inhale it by accident. What did you find, Pippa? Is there something in there? This is a strange situation. 3 robins. There's another one over here. And they're not fighting with each other, which means one is probably, or maybe two, maybe it's one adult and two young from last year, but it could in fact be a border between 2 territories. Beautiful little birds. But it could be 2 adults and 1 youngster from last year, or it could be siblings, because the males and females look the same. They seem remarkably tolerant, but that can mean it's really bad weather coming as well, because robins are tolerant during bad weather, because they all try to survive. This is an extremely fluffy house sparrow female. Doesn't look very well. Now, maybe just the cold is too severe for it. It doesn't look well, but it's eating, which is great, but it's very fluffed out, and they usually only do that when they're not well, because they're trying to stay as warm as possible, and the way to do that is to fluff out their feathers. But it's eating, which means it could be just that it may have an injury, or simply it just got very cold during the night, and it actually doesn't seem, it's walking okay. Just eating some carrots. We have 2 cold days and nights ahead of us before things warm up, so hopefully it'll be okay. I don't think I've ever seen one as blown up as that one. It's the most incredible that I've ever seen. And this is the male blackbird, of course, jet black, with a yellow bill and a yellow ring around each eye. Very handsome bird. This is a female blackbird, and you can see she's not as boldly patterned as the male, and she doesn't have the yellow ring around her eye. But in every other way she's very similar, about the same size. Spitting, which is unusual. Dribbling. Beautiful birds. And she's more camouflage, kind of brown with speckles, dark brown, but still very similar to the male, though the male always has that really strong bright yellow ring around the eye. And she's looking for earthworms and small insects in the leaf litter. We might see her find something. No. She's having a good look anyway. And now it's late January, it's a good idea to put out loads of feeders for the birds because there's so much frost around. And this is a blue tit feeding on peanuts. And it's turned into a dark sort of a day after being initially very sunny. You can see there's actually loads of birds out. There's more, another blue tit. Another one. Of course, these birds are always the ones that are on the photos, on the packets, when they show the sort of birds you attract to feeders. It's almost like the blue tit is the bird. But they mostly like peanut feeders, whereas other birds like the seed feeders. This is a long-tailed tit. These are beautiful birds. They're not actually as closely related to, say, the blue tits or the grey tits as you would think. They're in a slightly different family. They're really beautiful. They're pink, and they like to travel in family groups. There's a few more of this family here. Let's see. There you go. Really long tails. They make the nicest nest of any bird I've ever seen. It's got a roof on it and it's made of moss. And it looks absolutely beautiful. The definition of cuteness. So here are 3 male house sparrows on the feeders. Some of them are eating the seeds. Actually, they're mostly eating the seeds. A bit hard to see from this angle. There's a blue tit on the peanut feeder. Just what they love. There you can see a house sparrow male eating seeds, and blue tit. Gives you a size scale. There's another house sparrow. They're very handsome. In autumn and winter the males tend to go around together, and there's a female. And at other times of the year they bunch up and they all go around together. And you usually see males and females too. This little robin likes to follow you around the garden because you scare food up, little insects get scared up, or else you disturb it with your feet. The moon and Venus over the horizon. The moon is fairly new, not an exact new moon. And Venus is very bright in the sky. To the eye it actually looks brighter than it does look on the camera. Fantastically so.